Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our 8th episode of our Springfield series. So, we reached 8 episodes of the series. This is quite impressive to me because it just feels like yesterday or last week when I created this map and started to play on it. So, yes, I think we have made quite a big progress. And we are heading forward to build our agricultural center. And I'm sorry I haven't recorded the building of the center, so I think I have recorded it, but I got a problem that the game got stuck, and so there was an autosave in there, but my recording was broken because the game just shut down immediately. And this leads to it that the MP4 data is getting lost, and yes, so unfortunately I couldn't record this, but I think that's not that much problem. You had seen what I built there. I just was placing this one building, making some parking lots, and placing some fields, and now we're coming to the interesting parts of it. At least for me it's the interesting part. We are coming to the highway. So I've tried there at the beginning making something like an concrete basement, but it didn't turn out that quite well I would like it to do, so I've later on changed it. I think wasn't it at first I tried it with them, but they're terraforming these walls, I think, and this is a problem for me there, but I think it's all okay, and in the end it looked quite good. So yes, so I've tried, there are several techniques just like this one, and trying to get there something like a hill in there so we can get it up to this point of the wall, but it didn't just let into this way and let me do what I wanted to do. So I've decided this one is good enough, and I just had to fix this one there pretty fast. And this highway exit has something special there. It has to go on the highway, you have to do something like a special curve or something like this. And I think it turned out quite well. It looks pretty good to me. And also this small thing I've designed later on with some lines for it and just some markers for the cars. So if you want to go on this one, you just basically have to go and big curve going around this area and then just get on the highway. Also there I had some problems with my LED, but I think that's the thing that Hollywood fan wanted, and I agree with him, it looks pretty good. And yes, so here you can see the on-ramp for the highway. And this is just basically a small highway, but later on it will be well used when we are having there something like a small village with just some houses. And this is also the next objective for you. You have to create a story about a small village that this will be on the other side of the highway. So it is on the opposite of this agricultural center. This village also isn't just quite developed because there are a lot of construction sites, as some of you said. Because just with the government there were some problems with it, and yes, I've tried to implement this. I will try to implement this story. I'm sorry. So here you can see me marking where they can go and where they have to go, and it turned out quite well. And yes, also here we are connecting it up to there, just to have there the small connection. Also there will be a lot of small construction sites and things like this, so it all is just here with these problems we talked about in the last episode. Also some of you said right there that you can't understand some things, so I will also make, when I'm reading something, I will show you the text to this, so you can just follow me with the lines. And I have to say I'm quite happy how this turned out there, and this vegetable field just looks so good to me. I just love the look of it. And yes, at first I had these problems with this strange dirt piles in the middle of it, but it turned out quite well in the end, and this was my goal, and we finished it. Also here I'm doing something like a small road so we can get more farms in here. And this is just like so cool here with this like small hill with this agricultural center. And I have to place some cars to this one because then it looks more realistic. And yes, so this area gets quite developed in this episode, but it isn't finished in any way. We'll have to do a lot of work there. Also just like with the vegetation, or just like with some fields and some research labs. And also the research labs, we're building 2 of them. They are just like some cargo holds, some small one. And as you can see, we have some car models from the Steam workshop and they are looking so great. I fell in love with them, and yes, so we don't use the like normal cars of this game. We're having our own now. Also here I'm placing just some bushes and some trees so we can get some vegetation in there, because it's an agricultural center, so there should be a lot of these things. And there on this hill everything is made pretty like solid and so on. Then there I had the problem that all the cars were despawning there. So later on this allowed normal personal cars to drive there. As you can see here, and also denied parking for them. And yes, another thing I want to talk is this like great glass fiber transparent thingy there. It looks so cool. I had to install a mod that it just like have this look, but I think it's worth it, and the look is getting just like some new things there. In just like some new charms, something like this I think. Over here I'm trying to place some of them, but they didn't look that good, so later on I've just tried to use the mod tree brush and it turned out quite well. So there is without a tree brush, and I think the next part of the wood is with some tree brush, because I think we have 2 less forests and trees there. Also I want to make there something like a forestry pathway going through a small forest in the area of this. And for this one I want to hear your feedback if you would like to see this or not. And yes, one big thing I want to say is a big thank you to all of you guys for your great support in the last episode, because it was unbelievably good for me. And I try to keep this quality of my videos up and also get it just like regularly part of uploading. So also in school right now I don't have that much things to do, so this means I have more free time to record this. So yes, here you can see the problems we're having with every single roundabout, just they're getting some strange deforms, and for this one I made something like an edge there. So I made a crossing in the middle of it that will later on delete, because this will just like deny the game from destroying the whole circle. Also for this roundabout I just placed a small tree in this with some like with some grass, and I think it turned out quite well. It gives something like a small detail to it and it looks pretty good, and it's only it's only 4 props in there, and this is good for us because we don't have to do that much of this. Also then here you can see the use of the tree brush that I'm using to get there some woods in, Also I think I want to do some forestry there, and it's also a working area, so there are also trucks driving there. I wanted this so we can have more details for it. Then there maybe, as you can see there, it hasn't a connection there, it happened, so now I have it. And now it has. I had to change this, and yeah, all this small like waiting things where I'm just waiting is when the game is making an autosave. Because I've installed this because the game sometimes isn't running smoothly and it's just like getting broken in the middle and restarts, or just like give my computer the ability to shut down, and immediately the computer shut down. But yes, I think this isn't so extremely bad. And at first I wanted to create it there on this one, but later on I built it up there and try to get there some like grass grassy areas away and some vegetable fields. These fields will also lead all the way around this area, and yes, so we're actually at the end of the video, so I want to say thank you to all of you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider to give me a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe to me. And yes, I think this was it from my side, and just like, hopefully you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the last minutes of this episode. Bye.